All right, today's fact or fiction. Fact or fiction. Getting a cash offer from one of those national companies is just as good as if you were to put it on the market and sell it yourself. Again, some gray area there. Let's talk about it. Steve with the Malone Realty Group at EXP here in the Atlanta area. So the fact or fiction is if you were to get one of those cash offers from one of the big national companies or even one of the local companies, because in your market or here in Atlanta, we have some teams that will provide you with a cash offer automatically to sell your house. That way you can bypass the listing process, bypass having all those showings. Oh, it's such a pain in the butt to have everybody in your house. Doesn't that make much more sense? Just sign here. So, is that a better deal? Or let's just say, that's just as good, right? Fact or fiction. So, again, gray area because it's a better deal if time and if having people in the house is important to you. Okay, so let's break it all down. First of all, let's talk about cash and price. Okay, at the end of the day, how much money is going to go into your pocket? If you go again, the old-fashioned way, which is how everybody wants to put it, the old-fashioned way is still going to make you more money than if you do a cash offer from somebody. If you do a cash offer from somebody, that somebody is going to turn around and sell the house. Their goal is not to give you a full market price for that house. They want to give you less than market price so that they can turn around, put some work into it, and then sell it for slightly above market price. They want to have some gap. That's their business model. I'm not knocking it. People have been doing that for years. Open Door is doing just fine right now, so I'm not knocking the hustle. That's their business model, and they do very well. Okay. That being said, you need to know that when you get an offer from some of these companies, especially right now, they're going to come in below market value, and you're going to walk away with less money. Okay. Now, last year during that peak of the pandemic, everybody was trying to buy the out of some of the houses, and they were paying above market price to get it because there was a battle to be the leader and to be the head of the iBuyer program, so to speak. That's not the way it is right now. The way it is right now is people are providing pretty strong offers, but still you would make more money if you went on the market. I'll give you a perfect example. I was talking to a seller. She lives over in the Snellville area, and they're getting ready to sell their house. They're moving out of state. So she has a lot of stuff in the house. She had to do some work to the house. She was trying to figure out what were her best options. And she was talking to some national companies to come and give her an offer. And you're talking to us to see if we went the old fashioned way, what could we get for her for that house? So at the end of the day, if she had listed the house regular, she probably could have listed it around 435, 440, something like that. Probably would have gotten an offer to 445, 450. But she needed to put a little bit of work into the house. She had to pay, obviously, commissions and stuff for us to handle the deal. Now, the flip side of that is one of those big national companies, offered her money for the house. Don't worry about anything. We'll fix everything. So she got an offer for it. She got they charging her money for like a fixing cost or whatever. Then there's the it's not commissions, it's convenience fees or whatever they call it. It's commissions. It's 5%, 6%, whatever it is. After everything was done, she's going to walk away netting probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20,000 less going with the national company than she would have through us. That being said, she didn't necessarily have the money to do the fixes she needed to do, and she didn't want to deal with it. She wanted to be gone. She wanted to be out of the house. So for a $15,000 hit, it made sense for her to walk away and take the convenience. Now, that company will come in, do the work, probably a lot cheaper than she would have found somebody to do it for, and then they were going to turn around and probably sell it probably for well above the 435. They'll probably sell it for 450, and they're going to make a little bit of money on that house. Okay, that's the way they work. You need to know that. So if your number one goal in the transaction is to make the most amount of money possible, going with one of those cash buyers does not make sense because you're going to make a little bit less money. Now, if part of your reason is I want to be out of the house, I'm done. Get out of here in 14 days. I want to check in my hand. That's the way to go. Go with it and just know you're leaving a little bit of money on the table. If you put it on the market, you can probably get a deal where you can close in 3 to 4 weeks. Probably make a little bit more, but you do have to deal with the headaches of the showings and the headaches of cleaning the house and all that stuff. This way, you just walk away from the house. So if that's important to you, that time is important, and you absolutely 100% cannot sit around and wait, that might make sense. The other thing is, at this time, and we're recording this early 2022, we're in the middle of, the Omicron or, Omicron variant, which, is, we're seeing a lot of people with that. So people, again, are going through a situation where, do I want to have a whole lot of people in my house? And, one of the things that we're doing for our people is, if you're worried about having people in the house, we do a limited open house schedule where we'll do on Friday and Saturday. We'll hold the house open for 4 hours both days. Both days we're going to have our cleaners out at 4 o'clock once the open house is over to scrub down the house and be sure the house is clean. So that way you can have people in the house showing the house, and then our cleaners come in and be sure the house is clean when you come back. That way you don't have to worry about all the bad stuff. You still have people in the house. So that way you don't have to worry about the sickness, but you also get the chance to have people in your house driving up, the final offer and what you're going to get for the house. Okay. But some people aren't, they're worried about having people in their house altogether. So they don't want to have people in their house. Or, like for me, as I've talked about in the past, I have a whole bunch of kids. I've got 5 kids, number 6 on the way. Sometimes it feels like there's 37 kids, but getting them all out of the house when somebody's coming over to show the house or to look at the house is kind of a pain. Figure out, what am I going to do with the kids again for another showing? So that's one of the things where people are like, you know what? I've got 5 kids. I can't have people in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out for, for several days before we go, off the market and we go under contract. I'd rather take the money and not deal with the headache. That, again, I can completely understand that too. Just know that that's what you're doing. You are trading money for the convenience. That's what the cash offer is. You're trading some of that equity that you've earned by being in your house, and the market has appreciated, so you have earned that equity. You're trading some of that equity for convenience. Okay, now the question is, what's the price of the convenience? Now, if the difference was only a couple $1,000s, shoot, I'm a real estate agent. I tell you all day long, take that deal. You know what I mean? Take it if it's only a $2,000 difference. $2,000, absolutely. You talk about $15,000, $20,000 difference. Now you're talking about, all right, there's got to be a middle ground here where we can figure out some solutions to where, we can still get the house sold, but still hit the easy button. And that's something that our team's working on, with all the different, the open house plans. And we do work with some cash investors and some of the national investors to actually partner with them to come out and to, purchase some of these houses. So that is an option that you have if that's important for you. If you, are not worried about all that stuff and you're just thinking, I wonder what I could get for a cash offer, I promise you're going to get a lot more if you do it the old-fashioned way. And you list it with a realtor, an aggressive realtor that knows what they're doing. Shameless plug. But anyway, so there you go. For fact or fiction, again, this one kind of falls in the middle. The cash offer is not always the better offer. Sometimes it can be the better offer. It just depends on what situation you're in. But if you're going at it thinking to yourself, I want to make just as much money off of a cash offer than it would if I went on the market, that is fiction. So just keep that in mind, because people are going to buy it a little bit low to turn around to sell a little bit high. Okay, they're going to put a little work into it and sell it a little bit high. Okay, so there is a margin in there. So they're going to try and bring you down so that they can have a little bit more margin. It's their business model. It's the way it works. You just need to know that that's how it works. If you have questions about that and what your options are, does a cash offer make sense for you? Or if I went on the market, what are some ways that we can alleviate some of the headaches? Let's talk about it. 470-233-4409. Steve Malone Realty Group, EXP in Atlanta. Have a good day. Hey, thanks for watching the video today. If you want more information on what's going on in the real estate market, take a look at some of these videos over here that we've posted, keeping up with what buying, selling, things that are going on in the North Georgia market. But if you want to keep up with everything that we post to our YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel down there, bottom right. That way you won't miss out on anything.